second place, Gian van Veen goes off as favourite against pole sitter Jonny Clayton, who enjoys a 2-point cushion at the top of the league ladder. And even if he loses that cushion, he'll leave the hockey top of the table courtesy of his nightly win earlier on in the competition in Glasgow. It won't keep him there till the end of the evening, you wouldn't have thought, but it'll be enough to keep him there briefly. And in that final in Glasgow, he beat Van Veen, avenging an earlier defeat by the big Dutchman who'd beaten Clayton on night one in Newcastle. That was in a semi-final, and that was one of 3 finals reached by the World Championship runner-up. He's making a habit of getting to finals, but he's not winning them. And we can enjoy this match in the company of a man who won loads of finals in his glittering career. It's Professor John Park.
Well, yes. Thank
Good
you,
evening,
Ron.
John.
Yeah. It's something that you actually kind of need to learn to win finals. And, yeah, certainly he's won tournaments and things. But this competition, the Premier League, he's getting to these finals, and you get pretty fed up with losing them. You're not satisfied at all that, well, you got the 3 points.
Well, that could be key in the final analysis, John, isn't it? No pro wants to lose any match, let alone a final, but to keep picking up 3 points, he's done it 3 times, keeps him in a good spot at this early stage of the comp as they look for a top 4 finish to reach the O2 in May.
And the way the point system works, Rod, you've got 2 chances potentially in an evening to get 2 points in a match. That's the quarterfinal and the final. The semifinal only worth 1 point difference. So it is a more important match to win than a semi.
101 was on offer here. It's not on offer now. Van Veen coming back for 32. Now he's very good at this. Tends to miss if he does miss outside, and he can build in, but he doesn't miss at all there. Right in the middle. Great start for the big Dutchman.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of people love tops, obviously, in the game. It's the first double you get to on the outer ring. But, you know, that double 16, you raise a good point. You try to maybe just miss outside, you come back up and in. But if you do go inside, you're only moving up to the double 8 just on top. So that is why it is a very heavily favored target for many of the pros as well. There's a good case for both tops and 32.
Hold on. Now he's cooking on gas in Cardiff. Jonny Clayton, we saw hometown hero Josh Rock nail the 22nd Premier League 9-dart leg. We will not see the 23rd here from the Ferret.
He left it on the board going left the first dart.
36.
But on the 180s front, he started the night joint top on the 180 stats with Luke Humphries on 26. Humphries bagged a brace of maxis in his match against Van Gerwen, which he won with something to spare. And Clayton has levelled the tally at 28 for the tournament with those 2 at the top of the second leg. Intends on finishing in a dozen darts and does so to some tune with a 105. Good stuff here, John.
Yeah, as you'd expect. I mean, these guys are at the top of the table. That's not a fluke. That's what's happened. That's the performance which drives that position. And they look like 2 players contesting that lead, as they should be. They both feel they're the best going, and why wouldn't they?
Well, dare I say it, but he's playing a lot better on home soil than the Welsh Rugby Union side have been up the road at the Principality Stadium. There's been precious little for the home fans to cheer there. But Clayton here has got a baying Welsh mob behind him. Does it make any difference? He's played 4 matches in this format, won 2 and lost 2 at this venue. Was runner-up in the 22 nightly competition when he was walloped in the final by a rampant Peter Wright. 6-1, Gavin Price won here the following year. Can either of the 2 Welsh heroes do the job this evening?
Well, they could be in that final together, which makes it very intriguing. And another potential final would be 2 Lukes, and also, you know, very tasty concept of a final there. So really, I love the way the schedule was tonight, the draws, the fixtures. It's entertaining stuff. And of course, they play well on top of that, Rod.
Clayton with the 105. Can he follow it with the 110? Leaves double 16.
78.
Just outside, and Van Veen now to hold throw. 6-7.
Yeah, he needs that same target, but his single was much better.
35.
I almost felt like Johnny's single 18 was so close to hitting the one, it almost put himself off on alignment on the double, but he's got a chance to rectify it back.
Well, leaving Jonny Clayton with 3 at hand at double 16 is rather leading with your chin. And Van Veen takes a haymaker on the chin as Clayton breaks throw, leads 2-1 in legs.
Well, and he employed the tactic that you said Van Veen likes to use. You know, just if you miss it, it's out there. It doesn't even matter where it is. It's just a reference point, and you can more than likely pick it off the second or the third if you need to.
We saw a 9-dart bid from Clayton Stall after the back-to-back 180s. And John, it's this time last year when there was 2 in one night in Brighton, both by players who lost their match, when you suggested a 9-dart leg in this competition should end the contest in the favour of the 9-dart hitter. Just a knockout blow with a 9. Are you sticking by that active lunacy?
I like it. In terms of this league, that would be pretty fun. Yeah, I think an instant win would be delightful. I don't know about a final night, but I mean, we wouldn't want to eliminate the chance of a Phil Taylor having 2, or someone emulating Phil Taylor having 2 in a match, right? So,
well, you liked it, John, but no one else did. I think that was the problem.
Oh man, but it's so exciting if you win just by like Josh would like it. Josh would take it.
He hit the 9-dart leg in the 7th leg, wasn't it, of the match against Van Veen. And ultimately went on to lose the match 6-2, his 4th consecutive 6-2 defeat. How about that sequence? One he'll hope to end tonight against Luke the Nuke Littler in our final quarter-final. 82, so 17 the target for tops here. Jonny Clayton can't find the top of the shot. Van Veen will be looking to do so here with a treble, single, double combo. Treble now for double top. Clayton missed, Van Veen missed.
Well, calling that a miss is a little harsh. He looked so measured, and it was such a good attempt. A little unlucky there, I think.
Clayton hits double 10. Goes 3-1 up. I'm not sure what you want me to call it, John. It didn't go in the requisite target.
Well, get to work on that, Rod. Come on. Let's make this game a little more fair.
I agree. It was a good effort. He got it to the target. I'd rather see a player miss above the target than beneath. Clayton here, looking at the red bit here. Fantastic stuff. Fantastic ferreting. His average tiptoes over the ton, 101 and change, Jonny Clayton.
Well, Johnny on his throw has been fantastic. Against the throw, he's even better.
You'll tend to win a lot of legs kicking off Maxi Ton. And Van Veen here.
121.
Going well, and he has to hold here to close it to 2-3, you feel. If he goes another breakdown,
85.
pretty close to that's all she wrote, you would feel. No finish here, the ton is the target.
100.
A safe big 20 to leave 40.
See someone like Johnny come up that first dart, you're thinking they might get it. If they get that first dart, it's so easy for them. But here's another chance at that tops and nowhere near it. Can he adjust? Over-adjusted, and Johnny just cleaned it up.
He's probably got more hope of Clayton missing 3 at double top than he has at double 16, but we'll see. Double 10. No hope of missing there. Clayton slams in a double 10 to make it a double break, and he's absolutely racing away with this one. We saw a 6-1 rout Humphries over Van Gerwen. We could see something similar here, which would set up a semi-final clash between Clayton and Humphries here in the Welsh capital.
125.
Yeah, and maybe Luke Humphries not playing quite at his best to get that win, or not needing to at least. He'll have to pick it up playing against the Johnny the Moody looks in here if he finishes it off.
Well, on the league ladder in terms of competition points, if Clayton wins this contest, he'll move up to 13. and cement his position in pole position.
135.
Still very early on in the piece here. This is week 5 of 16 nightly rounds, so just about a third of the way through. But you'd rather be where Clayton is than Rock, wouldn't you?
Yeah, they're easier to count when you already have them, not when you think you can get them. And where you have a few players in a position thinking they can just get them, but sometimes it just doesn't materialize.
Points in the bag, John, are worth more than nights to come.
137. Jonny requires 68.
68 for a 5-1 advantage in a race to 6. It'll only be 1 dart at double and 1 dart only at the green bit.
36. He only requires 16.
This could be a good settling moment, and it looks to be a nice first dart finish on that. Survived the dart from Clayton taking the leg, but you want to take the pace down just a bit. It looks to me like he's been trying to dictate a slower pace, less frenetic, and be in charge, but it just hasn't worked.
Now that back end of the 6th leg could turn out to be important. We don't know at this moment in time. Clayton's 1 dart miss at double 16. Van Veen taking out double 8 to close the gap to 2-4. At the moment, it seems just a minor blip for the Ferret on the way to victory, but let's see what happens as the match continues.
Well, it was break a throw at the very least, and
it was.
That means, okay, you just hold your throw, hope here comfortably, and he's still sort of in charge. Just needs 1 big trouble to leave a finish.
Clayton's still a break up though, John, isn't he? 4-2.
Yeah, so you'll have to deal with that in the subsequent leg, but going back to the point you're making about the end of last leg, that could actually have dire consequences for Clayton, because starting to go the Dutchman's way.
There'll be no fish for Van Veen.
58.
Does not dish the fish. Clayton looking at 204, so a set-up turn. Now is the tungsten tide turning, Professor?
26.
Well, there was really, that was a lame visit for Van Veen to only get to 112, but Jonny had absolutely no punishment available, didn't even get to a finish. And without really storming back, he's coming back, the Dutchman. Gian is just looking like he's just taking his time, and a lot of the pace has come out of Johnny's game. He's not hitting the same. He's going to have to kind of amp it back up again, you feel.
Well,
Jonny.
This is for a 1-leg game. Double 16. Gian van Veen is only a leg adrift now. It was 4-1 5 minutes ago to Jonny Clayton. He missed a dart for 5-1. It's now 4-3.
And really, I think from the point where he got that opportunity at double 8 a couple of legs ago, and he's managed himself so well, Jan. He's just been calm and managed and dictated pace. He's doing everything he can professionally here in a great manner, and Jonny has to find an answer or two. And this looks like one.
Well, Clayton is still a break in front, so Van Veen is going to have to break him here in the 8th or the 10th. There's the only 2 opportunities he's got left. Clayton, by contrast, is looking to hold twice and say thank you very much.
It's a good leg, though, between the 2 of them. They both realize what it means, this leg. And Jonny fires 180, number 4.
52. A little regulation finish you would feel for a man of his caliber. Double 16. Oh, that's wild. Double 8. That is Jonny Clayton. Nails it down. And that just puts him 1 leg away from the match.
100.
A steady ton. He was throwing a little quicker, though, Gian was, and I feel like it's kind of swinging in terms of tempo of the match more to Clayton's liking here as he eyes the finish line.
95.
Yeah, it's got a little bit squeaky in the last couple of legs for Jonny Clayton, but that 52 finish, you would think has just eased a little bit of the heat on the Welshman.
140.
Now this leg, clearly much more important to Van Veen than Clayton. He cannot afford to lose it. Clayton can. I'm sure he'd like to nail it down, John, here, Jonny Clayton, but it's not of paramount importance for him to win this leg, is it? He's got the darts in the one after.
Well, he's sort of already had a taste of Gian coming back into the match and kind of looking the better player briefly, or more effective player, I should say. So he'll want to avoid that happening again, yes.
Well, he's tied it up with his last dart because it was looking to be an absolutely ragged visit. Van Veen, 104. 50 left. 32 left. And if he misses, he's at Clayton's mercy. He has not missed. Gian van Veen's biggest finish of the match and possibly his most important. 104 finish, Clayton's best 105. And what sort of start is this to a leg that he needs to win to wrap it up? Now the chance is there.
Very disappointing for Van Veen to only get 51 when the leg's being offered up.
97.
Well, that's not quite offering it up again, but it's not far short of it. And 2 big trebles needed.
It's rather quiet in the arena right now, Rod, as well. I think there's a lot of Welsh tension about what's going on here, not just inside of Johnny. Everyone can feel there's just something amiss here, maybe.
Well, if he doesn't find a treble here, this is a bona fide chance for Van Veen. This is a bona fide chance to break and then throw for the match. That's not where he wants it at all. Above the treble, no use to him.
58.
Well, he can't say Johnny hasn't had chances in this 10th leg.
Yeah, that's for sure. And we see it so often. You try too hard, it just doesn't go.
140.
Gets to the finish, though. Everyone disappointed and not another maxi, but certainly Van Veen with a lot of work to do here.
Clayton's first and third turns in this leg were mediocre at best, but that turn there has put him in charge. Van Veen has left a long-range finish. Oh, Johnny!
Well, the biggest finish that ends with the double 16 rod as well. Like, so if he can get this started, he'll be fancying it now. But
Jonny Clayton has left a 3-figure out shot himself, so this is not done. This is not won. Clayton, who was 4-1 up, is rather crawling to the finishing line. Double 18 for the match is missed.
Yeah, that was one of those darts that was cruel to call it a miss. It was so close to hitting that double.
Oh, he's got double-double. He almost went to double 4 in point of fact. In any regard, Clayton now has 3 in hand to send the Welsh fans into a frenzy and knock out Van Veen. Oh, double 9. Jonny Clayton staggers over the line against Gian van Veen to the delight of the adoring Welsh public. The ferret on home soil.